seems to be okay for me. Okay, good, good. Okay. And bulldogs and okay, cool. Awesome. It may get better. I'm not sure. They should be done. Like I think they finish at 5. I don't know what's going to happen after that. But so yes, the topic tonight is content creators are noticing that their sub watch hours are dropping off. Their watch hours, their likes, everything is falling off. And we believe that YouTube may have a formula that assigns a weight or a scale of significance in the form of a timer, which is specific to every user type. So, for instance, does an unverified user who views, likes, subscribes have the same impact as a verified or monetized account? We don't think so. I highly doubt it. I just don't think so. So, using analytics, my team believes that there are timers. We don't know the precise formula, but we are certain there are. And it's likely associated with participation. So, an example is an unverified account hits the like button. A timer may be associated with that event, say a 30-day timer. If the user then returns on the 29th day, does it reset? Does the timer reset? And this is something that we're looking into. But what if a well-established monetized account gives a thumbs up? Does that last 30 days or 365 days? Or what if they don't return to the channel again at all? This is what my team has been working on to try to figure out. We don't know that. We don't know what it is. So we've done, this over the past week, we've, done some experiments. But so there is another potential issue, and it's rewatching content. And we believe everyone gets a one-time view in a certain allotted amount of time. Again, a timer. And we're fairly certain that YouTube has a verification process. So you may see your hours in your analytics, only then to drop off, just like subs. They're here today and they're gone tomorrow. Could be because of the account type. It could be rewatched content, or it could be a timer. YouTube is well aware of bot farms. So some would agree the drop off is due to the rolling 365-day timer. However, our channel isn't 365 days old. So we have done experiments, like I mentioned, and we have seen drop offs. So that leaves channels like us in a situation where we need new viewers, not just any viewer, but like-minded participating viewers. Channels that are trying to get monetized and channels that are trying to stay monetized. And as you may know, my team and I have been having watch parties in exchange for participation. And now we have a backlog. It has been highly successful. We have a huge backlog of channels. Was really, really successful. I was really happy about the results. I just want to look at the chat real quick and see if everybody's good. Okay, hit the like button. Thank you. So we did the experiment and we had these watch parties. And although, intentions may be good, many times newer channels are unaware of the commitment to monetization and the commitment to community. It's the old adage of create a channel and go viral. So the reason why we need new users is because we're not looking for people just using YouTube for TV. When these channels show like-minded participation, they're also looking for the same thing we are. So we're introducing those channels to all of you. And we have a system that we're going to use to do this with. And I think Bulldogs has a good sense of what to incorporate for this. And the whole team actually really worked hard over these last, I think it's been about a week, maybe a little bit over a week. So, and we've found many different things. Is it the user? Is it the type of user? Is it their account is not verified? Is it they don't return to the channel in a certain amount of time? So we think that it's definitely something to do, like I said, with a weight or a scale of significance in the form of a timer. And it's really specific to every user. And does an unverified user who views and likes, subscribe have the same impact as a verified monetized account? We seem to think that it's not the case. We highly doubt it. So what do you guys think about that? Do you guys think that, an unverified user who subscribes and likes has the same impact as a channel that's been out there for 10 years maybe? I don't think that is the case. And then so we incorporated some analytics, and we did some experiments, which were really cool. And like I said, we don't know the formula. We're not certain of what it is, but we think it's likely associated with participation. And we found that to be true. Nope. We know it doesn't. Okay. Yeah. We did a lot. It was so successful what we did over the last couple of, like I said, maybe a little bit over a week, that we have channels just coming to us. We're like in a backlog of, exchanging and watching playlists and exchanging watch hours. And it was super. I did really well. My channel did really well with hours. So how do you know who is verified? That's a really good question. So a verified account, I believe, is... okay, so I was in a chat the other day, and there was someone who said that they can't get subs. There was an issue where they had a channel, and I went to the channel, and they had like 214 subscribers. And Bulldogs, if you know anything about this, we don't, but we know who subs most of the. Oh, we know who subs most of the live. But what I was going to say is that when I was in this live, this person wasn't able to get subscribers, which I didn't understand. I never heard of anything like that, because I went to his channel and he had 214 subscribers. So YouTube has a verification process, and maybe some of these channels are not verified. Like maybe something was wrong with his channel. There could have been like, a score against him or something that YouTube doesn't allow him to get subscribers, and he was not a verified account. But Bulldogs, we don't, but we know who subs most of the lives, and that's what kind of we went by. I have a check mark, and that means my channel is verified. You have a check mark, and that means the channel is. I've never seen the check mark, but I see it on your channel now. We have used unverified to run experiments, right? And we ran old content that doesn't have an action. So that's one of the experiments we did was we ran some content on our channel, and we got the hours. But it dropped off like 48 hours later. It was the hours were gone. So we know that's you can't. It just dropped off. There's no, we didn't get credit for it. They gave it to us originally, and then it drops off. So we know it has something to do with this timer and, YouTube's formula. Whether it's we don't know the timing, but by the experiment that we have done, let's see. The check mark is for any channels that had over 100K. Okay, so does that mean that no one is verified unless it has a check mark? I didn't think that was the case. I think, let's see. Well, that is why we haven't seen it much, right? Because we deal with the smaller channels. And that's why it's been so successful, is because we're gearing this towards people who are like us, small. We're gearing this to people who are trying to get monetized, and people who have channels that are monetized but haven't had, action on their channel. That is right. Yeah. So that's how we've seen, and now these channels, these small channels are coming to us, and my hours are staying. Like I said, we don't know what that timing is. It could be, someone comes to your channel in 30 days, okay? And then 30 days they come back, or 29 days they come back, and they just, go to a video and watch a couple minutes of it and hit the like. That may reset the timer and keep that, and keep it, and keep your hours and your views and your subs, and it may have something to do with that. We think after the experiments that we have done, and we've done so many experiments and we've ran so many analytics. Okay, hold on, I can't see. We've treaded water with lives that have lots of subs from non-content creators, and they drop off, right? And we've seen that. I mean, we have done so many different things, and what it came down to is a timing thing. It was something, there's some sort of formula. Lots of subs. We're treading water with lives that have lots of subs from non-content creators, and they drop off with lots of subs. Yeah, that's why it's the smaller channels that are, they're like us. They're pushing to get monetized. They're pushing to stay monetized. They don't have the flow coming back to their channels. So, now these smaller channels we're backlogged with, watching watching trading watch hours, and it worked out so well for me. Like, it just worked out really well. But the thing is how do I keep that, right? How do I keep those? And we think there's a timer involved in YouTube's formula. What that is, we're not sure, but I would say I thought it could be a 30-day. That's what I thought. Now, some argue it's this 365-day rolling, period of time. But so I don't see any of what you are I don't see any of what you were talking about. You don't see any of that on your channel because you are over 100,000. We're seeing this with I keep growing and get lots of views. Okay. How often do you go live? I think lives have a lot to do with it, because that interaction that happens when you go live sets it. Like it actually has something to do with that timer. So we also think that may, have something to do with that. But I think channels that are really big with like over, 50,000 or whatever it is, one time a week, you go live one time a week. Bartlett Family Farm. Cooking of Deliciousness. Ooh, I love that name. I love that name. When we traded hours with like type creators, our hours went up significantly and the drop-offs slowed. And that's kind of the point I'm trying to make, is that we did exceptionally well. Like and the interaction, and this is the other thing that I also learned, is when people are commenting and interacting, there's got to be something that like sticks to that. Hi, Jody. Welcome. There has to be something in the comment that sticks to that video, because YouTube sees the video, it sees what you're presenting. So if you're going to comment on the video and it's a niche, channels have to be trying to get monetized, or you are just over the threshold, right? It's for new channels. It's basically like us. It's people like us that are trying to get monetized, and smaller channels that are trying to stay monetized. So, there's channels with a couple thousand people that are getting monetized, but they need to keep that. So, we did, another experiment where we found, like, if we identified something in that video and put it in the comment, it actually would like stick to that, like timestamp, so on. If there was a watermelon in that video, I would say, beautiful watermelon, and I love watermelon, and something that the comment actually would stick to the video, and YouTube would pick that up as a great interaction, and maybe that helps it stay longer. Like I said, we don't know what that is, but we know it has something to do with timing. We think that the formula has something to do with timing. Let's see. Jody, I just want to let you know, I watched your Monday show and it was really good. It was really, really good. I enjoyed it a lot. It was excellent. You did a great job. I love stories like that. Larger channels have a rotation. Little channels that have 20 or 30 subs a week see the drop off. Yes. Okay. So that's another thing we found, that the larger channels, they have a rotation, and the little channels that have 20 or 30 subs a week see the drop off. And that's what it is. It's all about like the smaller channels. And I think that timing has to do with something with that. Maybe large channels are less likely to use bot farms. And that's another thing. I was watching a video of someone explaining this, and he had a couple 100,000 people on his channel, and he said, I'm not like you guys. I don't have to deal with, trying to get, monetized and trying to keep, because he had 300,000 people. So he was like, I don't have to deal with any of that stuff. YouTube may scrutinize. Can you elaborate on that? Bulldogs, YouTube may scrutinize. Scrutinize the larger channels, or I never have or ever would use a bot farm. Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying that you do, but there are bot farms out there, and some of the channels, I think, use them. There's no way that they can keep some of the larger channels that I see. I'm not saying that by any way that you guys didn't do that, but there's got to be some. I mean, some of the channels that I see that have hundreds of thousands of subscribers, I wonder how they even have any. But that's just, agree. Too risky for a large channel. Right, exactly. That's why it's geared toward the smaller. We went from gaining 20 hours a week. We did. And that's the experiment we did. So within I think it was 7 days total, I went from getting like 20 hours a week. I ended up getting 325 hours, and nothing has dropped off. And we also believe that it's due to the participation That's a key thing. Like the timestamps of, the part of the video you watched is key. Identifying something in particular in the video. And YouTube can see who does, and they remove the subs from the channel. Right. Butler, it's probably the channels that don't have real faces, not like real channels like us. Okay, that's a good point, actually. That's a really good point. That's an excellent point. We were on a course of being monetized in 3 years, and that's true. It was true. I was barely getting any hours, and I got 300. I mean, I believe it was, I don't know the exact amount. I think it was over 350 hours in 7 days, and nothing has dropped off. We should be monetized by the end of the year. The way we're going, and with the backlog of channels we have that want to participate in this certain way, it's working for us. It's working, and it's all about the smaller channels. So if you can engage, you need new subscribers. Everybody wants new subscribers all the time. That's how you grow. But there is some sort of timer that is affected. And so returning to the channel, and they're your subs anyway, you're going to want to go back and view their stuff, or go to their lives. I think the lives have a lot. We also think lives have a lot to do with, we were on a course of, okay. Well, I got over 1,000 hours in one day when I was at a meetup. Wow. And went live for 10 hours. Well, that's a long time. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The lives are where it's at. Definitely. We all know that. We definitely know that. I do, really well when I do the lives. But it's when we did this experiment these past 7 days, we had such a good response from everyone that participated. It was really, really good. We geared towards like-minded channels instead of people who use YouTube as TV, right, with no content creation. That's right. We geared what we did with like-minded channels intended for people who use YouTube, who don't use YouTube as TV, with no content creation. Where the views were the views their creators. Were the views their creators. Butler, same. I do too. But my live was over 12 hours and I lost them. Okay, so relax with Mel. How long have you had your channel? I'm curious. I'm gonna actually give you let me give you guys, I have a serious lag, so give me a second to get over to the chat here. And let me get my mouse and I will give you guys, so let's get to you. And then save, and then Jody, where are you, Jody? Okay. All right, there we go. So if you go longer than 12 hours, the live will not count. Okay. Butler, were the 1,000 hours from creators? That's a good question. Nor will any of the hours. Took me 11 months to get fully monetized. Okay, it took you 11 months. Okay, so we're a 6-month channel, and like I said, I was doing maybe 10 hours a week, and I was pumping out content. I have 400 videos. I don't know, maybe 800 shorts, and I just kept pumping up and pumping and pumping, content, and then. I started a second channel because some of the content I found that my subs, weren't into AI, and they were into the dog, my Frenchies, and the desert. And so I separated the content, although I still kept some of it on Desert-Livin. But that is a rule on YouTube about lives. Okay, I didn't know that. See, this is great. This is great because I am learning. Guys, I'm new at this, and we did all kinds of certain experiments and analytics and to try to understand. The 1,000 hours was from all kinds of people that come in to see what was going on at the meetup, right? So they were new, right? Were they your subs, or were they new? Were they, people that were new to your channel? Because that is where I think it would count. My channel is years old, but I wasn't on it for years. I picked it up and renamed it and restarted it again. Okay, yeah, okay. And you must be monetized then if your channel is years old. But this experiment and this thing that we did over the last 7 days, I can't even believe the amount of hours that I got. Some were subs and some were new. Okay. So if your subs are coming back within a certain time frame, we don't know whether it's a week, 30 days, some are arguing it's the 365-day cycle that, everything resets at that time. Some were subs and some were new. But we know there's definitely, it has to do with that. And it also has to do with the interaction that you have with the comments. And when that started happening, what were you using to gain hours? So Jody, what we did is we started asking others because it just so happened I was in a chat and someone came to me and said, hey, do you want to swap playlists or swap watch hours? And it was the first time I was asked. I didn't even know why they were asking. And then after I figured it out. Oh, this is to gain hours. So I and others use EVMux as a streaming tool, and you can't go longer than 6 hours on that streaming tool. I'm going to be using that, Butler family. I am sold on that. I talked to Bout Loop and Devil Dog and Ed, and we had a long conversation about that. And I'm going to be going from OBS to EVMux. I love it. I think it's amazing. I can't wait to use it. I wanted to use it tonight, but I didn't, because of what's going on. I was like, I'm not going to mess up anything. It wasn't monetized previously. I lost a lot of subs when I rebranded it. Basically, I was starting over 1 year ago. When I got my 1,000 hours, I did not do and that about the comments, nor did I type in the chat at all. And they stuck those hours. There was no drop off on that. We have people that didn't return to the channel, sometimes between 30 to 45 days, and they dropped off. Right. How do you spell that? Okay, I got my 1,000 hours, and I didn't do that in the comments, nor did I type in the chat at all. And you still got the credit for the hours. Nothing dropped off on your analytics. No drop off at all. So there was no time frame that you noticed any hours dropping off. You kept, everything was kept. Maybe because you're such a large family. How many years ago was the 1,000 hours? Because YouTube changed in February. They changed their policy in February, right? So new content creators don't have to get 1,000 subscribers. It's 500 now, right? So they did change that. So maybe that has something to do with it too. So we're trying all these different types of experiments, and we're trying to figure out. We know it has something to do with the timing. We definitely know. We think we're pretty sure that there's some sort of weight system or scaling system, but it also has to do with the user itself, and it also has to do with interaction. These are channels out there that proved it. Those videos are out there. I find it strange that YouTube are removing subs. I'm still subscribed to channels I subbed to 10 years ago, even though I'm not watching them. 3 years ago, okay, Butler family, 3 years ago when you had to have 4,000 hours and 1,000 subs. Okay. Yeah, that was right. That's a lot to kind of get to in 365 days in a year. I mean, you would have to be on YouTube 24/7. Right. You are a creator. Right. Exactly. And that's another thing. They are the creators. So, if you're not getting, so I guess, are these people still on your channel? Like, hi, Webs Web. Hi, how are you? Welcome in. We're getting into the nitty gritty here of watch hours and all the testing we did this past few days and all the experiments that we did and how well we actually made out with hours. I mean, it would have taken me months to get 350, 60 hours. It would have taken me months to get that. And I got that in 7 days. So and now we have a backlog of people, smaller channels like us, that want to get to monetization, that want to stay monetized. And some of the channels are, they have 2,000 subscribers. So, oh no, buffering back. Okay. Yeah, darn it. I see it here on YouTube. I see it. Yes, I am a creator. I work at YouTube. Hey, Rob. Oh no, buffering back. Hey, Jerry. You guys. Yeah, it's really bad buffering. Let's see. Oh God, my luck, right? Hopefully it'll stop. He decided today, for anybody who's new in the chat, to install internet in everyone's apartment today. So they're messing around with the internet, and of course it had to be on the day where I'm doing it live. My luck. Yeah. So anyway, we found that, like, the interaction, the identifying in a video of, something specific, you're buffering. I know. There's nothing I can do about it. I've already turned my CBRs are already, I already changed them. So, let's see. Hold on one second. YouTube is not receiving enough video to minimize smoothing, streaming, such as viewers will experience buffering. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, they decided to upgrade the internet in her area. Sorry, guys. Yeah. I've been listening in the back, trying to finish up some stuff. Okay. Yeah. I'm trying to reset my CBRs, but it's not going to. I don't think it's going to help any because they're messing around with my internet. So let me just try something here. Let me see if I can do this. All right, let me try that. Yeah, it's really buffering really, really bad. Let's see if that helps a little bit. And let me know if it's gotten any better. I just tried to fix something. So, yeah, my luck. EV Mux, Jody, you have to get EV Mux. It's really good. I actually got the free version of it, and I messed around with it this week. It's a really incredible broadcasting platform, and you can broadcast to like several. Yes, we're back. Yes, we're a backlog from word of mouth because their hours are sticking where they previously were treading water like us, and that's exactly what we found. And they actually said, these people actually said that, meaning I work to do YouTube, not work for the company. Okay, Ralph. Okay. Right. Right. When you're monetized, that's who you work for, right? It's actually Google. Okay. I get what you're saying. But that's what we found. These channels were saying exactly what Bulldogs, mentioned. So and now they're coming to us like crazy. Like they're just like, I luckily I have a team of people that are, good friends and family that are, willing to participate in this, and meaning I do work like you do. Yeah. So it really, and now we have people on a wait list. You are better now. Hey, Belu, what's up? Welcome. Good to see you, Gary. My voice is going too. Yeah, so during the whole entire thing, it took me so long. I'm on the phone, so I have the live volume turned down. Okay. Butler channel is blessed. We love, oh God, this is another thing. Through this whole entire thing, doing better, I think. Okay, LOL. Sorry. Autocomplete. Through this whole thing, I have found so many channels that I sub to. So not only did these people that we didn't know, smaller channels that we connected with, they got a sub out of me. I got a sub out of them. We actually like their content. And now we're interacting, on a daily or weekly. And I know I'm not going to be able to, I know that there's a timer, and I know that I will have to be back to that channel. And I know that I'm going to, and I want to, they're my subs. I like their channels. I'm going to watch them. And I know there's interaction that's involved. Thank you. Okay, out. Jody, how are you? I'm missing everyone's lives lately. Yeah, so we also found that, these channels were coming to us saying, oh my goodness, I want more, I want more, I want more. Because there were certain, what happened is we would say, okay, we'll do, say 10 hours. And obviously I have a team that would give 5 times that back. So these channels, hi Lakeside Laura, I'm having internet issue. It's probably not you, it's me. They're working on the internet in my building today, and they're hooking up Frontier, which is the worst internet in the world. So it's probably not you, it's probably me on my side. And I thought they would be done they're probably just finishing up, but I don't know how that's going to affect, and there's a fire right there. But let's see, doing well, just doing the work thing. Lakeside Laura, let's get you a moderator. Yeah, so then we noticed that the interaction actually made a difference. So if I identified something in the video, and that's why, hi Bells and Stars, she was one of our people, and Lakeside Laura too also. It was great because we got to go to these channels, and we got to, there are other methods we use for the sticky. Again, it's for little channels right around monetization. Exactly. And that's what this is all about. It's not about, can it work for the bigger channels? I maybe, You know, if people are coming back every 20 days or every 30 days, or maybe we don't know what that timer is. We don't know, but we know what we do know is that if you are, you know, coming back, so, you know, if you give me 10 hours, I'll give you 5 times that back. And we had, I mean, we have a backlog right now of people. And then we had return people that said, hey, you know what? I would like to do this again. I will give you this. And we would give them whatever, you know, 5 times that. So and then I haven't looked, but we'll look later. Oh, Jerry, you're talking you guys are chatting. My dad's name was yes, can't wait until Saturday night to see what he has to say. What's going on Saturday night? You guys having a live? Is that the live show you guys do? Too. I thought the G4. I want to go to that live if you guys are doing the live on Saturday night. It was fun. I had a good time. I also want to get into another Tech Talk chat. I'm looking for a boom and microphone. Where did you get yours? Oh, okay. So this is actually, we got this on Amazon. It's not expensive at all. I love pink, so I got a fluffy cover for it, and I love fluffy things, so I got a fluffy pink. And then it actually can change. There's a button underneath, and it actually like changes color if I can find it. But it does really cool things. Yeah, there you go. So it changes color, and it does all kinds of neat, cute stuff. And it was it's not expensive at all. This is not where I put my money. I put my money in my computer, my system, because I needed a system that would be able to handle what I was going to be putting through it. So I got a gaming computer, and it has everything I need. It was like custom built kind of for YouTube, for me to put out content. So a lot of the money that I put into this was in the computer. Nina, maybe recap for those that arrived. Okay. So yeah, let me go. Like I said, let me get up there. Okay, yeah, because I have these on notes. So because there was so much information. So basically, we're talking about like watch hours and subs and likes and things like that falling off your channel. That's the topic of this this live that I'm doing, and we believe that there's a formula that's assigned, or like a weight scale, like, you know, a timer maybe, and it's specific to like every person. It's specific to each user type. And so the question was, does an unverified user who views and likes and subscribes have the same impact as a verified or monetized account? And after we did this whole experiment over these last few days, we don't think that that's the case. We using the analytics, that my team has analytics, and we have these different programs that we use. We believe that there's definitely timers. That's part of YouTube's formula, but and we also think that those timers have the participation has something to do with that formula also. So like when you're commenting, identifying something specific in the video and things like that. So if an example is an unverified account that hits the like button, a timer may be associated. So if an unverified account comes to your channel and they hit the like button, a timer is set. It clicks on, something clicks when that interaction happens. And then the person returns back to the site within that 29 days or 30 days or whatever that timer is. Does it reset? Does it actually reset, or what happens? It will be interesting. But Love Family Farm and Devil Dog and Belt Loop does their live every Saturday night starting at 7. Okay, yes, I will be at that. I have been looking everywhere. I guess I will tell the ball and chain. We got it on Amazon. That's where I bought it, and I forget the name of it, but it was only like, it was very cheap. It wasn't cheap at all. If you get something cheap like this, I think it was like $40. When you're broadcasting, you're gonna have to mess with your dB levels on your broadcasting program. So, because I found that when I first started using this, it was really bad. Like, it was really, really bad. It wasn't clear. It wasn't. So I went in and started messing around with, the dBs and finding the right clarity that I need. And then let's see here. I got someone actually hitting me up here. Okay. Okay, so I am being asked by my team, redo the intro. Yes. Okay, I will start this over. Okay, so the topic is content creators are noticing that their subs and their watch hours and their likes are falling off. Now, we are discussing this. And we believe that YouTube may have a formula that assigns a weight or a scale of significance in a form of a timer, which is specific to every user type. And the question is, does an unverified user who views, likes, and subscribes have the same impact as a verified or monetized account? And after what we did, we don't think so. We highly doubt it. And so using our analytics, my team and my friends and family, who is my team, believe that there are timers, but we don't know the precise formula. We're not certain what that is. But we know that it's likely associated with participation from what we experienced in these last 7 days that we have been doing this. And so an example is an unverified account hits the like button. A timer may be associated with that event, say a 30-day timer. If the user returns on the channel and within that 30 days, say 29 days, does it reset? Does that reset it? And what if a well-established, like Butler Family is a well-established, what if a well-established monetized account gives a thumbs up? Does it last 30 days? Does it last 365 days? Or what if they don't return to the channel again? This is what my team has been working on to figure out. We don't know yet. We're still doing, like I said, we have a backlog of people. No doubt he has a channel that is going viral. No doubt he has a channel that is going viral. She started, 2 months ago? 2 months ago. This is another channel that I just love this channel. It's an amazing channel. Sorry, I'm going off topic. Let me finish the, so, and then there's another potential issue, and it's rewatching content. We believe everyone gets a one-time view in a certain allotted amount of time. Again, there's that timer. And we're fairly certain that YouTube has a verification process. I think we all know that. So you may see your hours in your analytics only to drop off, just like subs. They're here today and they're gone tomorrow. And it could be because of the type of account, the rewatched content, or the timer. And YouTube is well aware of bot farms, so they're on top of that. They're well aware. And then, some would say or argue that the drop off is due to the rolling 365-day timer, because that's what that is. When people say 365, that's a timer. However, our channel is not 365 days old. And we have done experiments and have seen drop offs. So that leaves channels like us, the smaller channels, in a situation where we need new viewers. Not just any viewer, but like minded participating viewers. Channels that are trying to get monetized and channels that are trying to stay monetized. It's pretty much for the smaller channels. The larger channels don't have to deal with anything like this. Let me just see what's going on. Just sub, no doubty. I'll get into her. Let me just finish this one last few sentences. Because I'm getting into the watch. This affects actually Laura and Bells and the people that we actually connected with. And so, as you may know, my team has been having these watch parties in exchange for participation. And because of that, we have a huge backlog. It's been very successful, highly successful. And I have gotten over 350 hours in 7 days. Like I could have never I was getting 20 hours, 30 hours a week. But because of this system, this like-minded small channel, people trying to get to where they're trying to get, what does AI say about this topic? Verified with, okay, so I don't use AI for any type of information. I will not trust AI for any type of information. I just, I may go to AI and ask, because I do coding, I do VBA coding during the day. I may say, hey, I'm having issues with this code, help me out here. And that's what I'll use AI for. But other than that, I don't trust AI. I have several videos about AI and what I think about AI. I think it's dangerous. I don't ask it any type of informational, is it great for content creating? Absolutely. AI is a fun thing to use if you're trying, cartoons and music and all that stuff. It's great. But for any type of information, I do not trust an AI. In fact, if I ask AI something and they're wrong and I go back and correct it, it's not a good thing. They're not happy about it. So AI says nothing, which means to us, bingo. We have spent hours, days, weeks testing different accounts. And one of the reasons we have trying watch parties, right? I'm trying to hook up a 24-hour live. Okay, so Lakeside Laura, I don't think, now based on what Ralph said, I don't think you can go longer than a certain time. Just got your friends to support you for a 21 4-hour live, but you have to break it down to a few live streams. Okay. Don't go over 11 hours. Okay. Yeah. Ralph says, don't go over 11 hours at one time. Okay. You guys are awesome. Those is fascinating. Don't go over 11 hours and 55 minutes. Right. So getting back into the meat of this, we found that, although intentions were good with many new channels, they're unaware of the commitment to monetization and community. And we're talking about tiny channels with like 100 people. So, although when we agreed to do swapping of hours, the intentions were good, but many times the newer channels were unaware of what it meant, what the commitment was to monetization and to community, right? You guys have a huge community, Bartler Farm, Devil Dog, Belt Loop, and all you guys, Jerry, and I mean, you guys, I love that. I just love your community. I love it. I just love being a part of that, and it's awesome. So, and the reason why we need new users is because we're not looking for people just using YouTube for TV. We're looking for people who are going to come back and watch our stuff. Absolutely, Nina. Jesse Journals, welcome, welcome. So when these channels show like-minded participation, they're also looking for the same thing because they're just like us. They're trying to get to a certain point. So when they're showing the like-minded participation, they're just like us. And so we're introducing those channels to you guys so that it could work for you guys. And we do have something that Jesse Journals, Jody. We do have something that we are going to use. And actually, Rolf, you guys have been in the game for a long time. And oh, Jerry, sorry. Ralph is Webb's Web. Okay, that's right. I was so mad that I got even Gary messed up. Like, I was just like, oh, Gary is Bellu. I apologize. You have me and Jerry mixed up. Yes. Okay. Sorry about that. Yeah. So, I did amazingly well. And hi, Real Thoughts. Welcome to the chat. We're talking about watch hours and subs falling off and hours falling off and likes falling off and things falling off your channel. And we're talking about maybe that YouTube might have a timing system for when you actually return to the channel and, your participation in the channel that may help that from dropping off. It may help your channel from, having that drop off that everybody see. I can't tell you how many videos I've seen on YouTube about this topic of drop off. Now, it could be YouTube is cleaning house, right? So back in the day, YouTube, when they first started, they were, giving. I mean, they were just building and they were just giving. So it could be that YouTube is cleaning up right now, right? They're getting their, it's saturated. YouTube is saturated. And that's why we've geared toward the smaller channels that are like-minded like us, like that are trying to get monetized, and it's working. It's actually working. And then we also found that if you participate in a certain way, that YouTube sees that and it picks it up, like identifying something specific in the video. Like I said, there's a channel that I sub to, and during this whole thing, I found a bunch of great channels, and there's a channel I sub to, and she has lemons and apples, and she does this little cute things with lemon. So when I comment on that specific lemon and apple, and that makes that stick to that video. YouTube sees the lemon and apple, and then it sees the comment of you identifying something in the video, and it makes it stick. And that's what we think is helping, that could be helping that. So there's a bunch of stuff that we're still running through. There's a bunch of analytics that we're still running. Like I said, we have a backlog of people that we're still doing this with. So this is going to be an ongoing thing for us. I'm trying to get monetized, so this has worked out extremely well for me. And I've also met so many great people and subbed to a lot of channels, and I've gotten subs, and just it's been a really, really good JK, of course. Love Eddie like a brother. Yeah, you guys have a tight group. I admire that. It's great. Bunch of smart dudes, you guys. You've been, in YouTube for a long time. But we were going to roll out a system that would allow these smaller channels to kind of connect, but Butler Family Farm and you guys already have something like that. And So I was like, wow, they, of course I should have known. Should have known. But yeah, we're gonna, it's a link that's gonna be on my description. It's on my page, and it's gonna be really cool. It's gonna let you know, where to find these people, what time they're gonna be on, and it's kind of like, a calendar, but it's for smaller. It's geared for people who are trying to get to a certain point. I think, yeah, could it work for a larger channel? Obviously, because you guys are using it. Let's see. Unless you are actually with the other content creator, seeing that they are playing the whole video, the whole playlist, we actually can't say that we should get the actual hours. And that was the other thing that we did. We made sure that we played. Have you created a master playlist yet? No, I haven't. I've been too freaking busy doing this whole experiment thing. Relax. We can tell because we can duplicate the loss. Connecting to everyone. Let's see. I believe YouTube does filter out the non-engaged watch play. Yeah, that has something to do with it. I definitely think that, the interaction definitely is part of their formula. I think the timer, obviously, because they actually say 365 days is their timer. But I think through this, what we had done, we think it's different. I have run 2 of your playlists so far. Thank you, Devil Dog. Thank you so much. I did so well these last few, 7 days. They have their own ecosystem. Right, they have their own ecosystem. So that's why I'm saying it's really geared for the smaller channels who are trying to get to a certain point. When you get a master, let me know. Okay, I will. I was supposed to do it this week, but I was so busy. We were just so busy doing analytics and running and watching, and and then I work 50 hours a week. So we really wanted to target in on this experiment that we were doing, and we were really focused. A bunch of us were just, so focused on, doing this and trying to get the data, and they are just trying to weed out bot views, etc. And that's what I just said. YouTube is probably cleaning house right now, because all I see on YouTube are channels that are, saying my subs are dropping off, and my this is dropping off, and then I think, let's see, they are just trying to weed out. It is easier to just run a master instead of trying to remember. Right. And you guys told me that last weekend when I did the live with you guys last weekend, and I had meant to do that, because it is much easier. It's definitely much easier when you have that one, playlist to go to instead of jumping. But we were just so focused on the analytics and running these experiments. And, we did honestly watch these videos, and you could tell by the comments. I mean, we're hammering and I can't believe how well I did. Double Roses Twins, hello, how are you? Thank you for joining. You look like a podcaster. That's my goal. That is my goal. And Real Thoughts is the one that I want to have that podcast with, actually. So we kind of I think I would love to do that. I would absolutely love to do that. I love to engage in debating and talking. And Aura is different. This is for the new channels. Oh, ours is different. This is for the new channels to find like-minded people. 1, trying to get monetized, and 2, trying to keep monetization. It doesn't work with larger channels, right? Just set it and I will run it overnight while I am asleep. Sometimes it takes 3 days. Yeah, see, and that's the thing. This is where we kind of have, I don't know how to put it, a leg up in the game, I guess. because I have this a team of people. When I actually do a swap of a playlist with someone, I get what they give me, which is whatever we decide, and they get 5 times what, because I have a team that works with me, and so they're getting, and that's how we built this backlog up of people, and the people that we've done this with are actually coming back and asking, can we, they're putting out new content, and, can we do this? Can we do this? So, can we exchange again? And they're coming back. They're coming back. They're coming back. So, it has been a really good, you need to get your subs up closer to 500. Right. Well, when I started this, I had like 250. When I started this 7 days ago, I have 341. I got 360 something hours and I was running playlists till, I wake up at 3 a.m. to go to work. I went to bed I got 3 hours of sleep, within this last, we experiment with likes and comments and chatting via comment. Right. So it was really rough. I'm not going to say this is not easy, guys. It's not an easy thing. It's not easy at all. It was, really difficult, but if you don't watch the video and identify something in that video that's going to stick, that's going to, like, YouTube sees that. It sees it. That's, I believe, part of their formula of interaction with content creators and their subs. It's crazy. People buy subs or views. And that's another thing. People they can buy, I think that's so unfair. And I don't know how YouTube doesn't know that. Like, I don't know that. I don't know how, I just don't know how they don't know that. They're letting channels, they're having, it's okay for things to drop off channels that are active, but they're letting people buy bots, and I just don't get it. I don't know. We don't know. We're still running all these like experiments and tests, and we're really into the analytics of it, and we have programs that we're using, and it's very interesting to find out how it really worked well. And I know Lakeside, we did a deal, Bells and Stars, we did, actually a lot of people, I think, we even went into people we weren't even planning on, like Devil Dog and, other people. And I did so good with the hours. I just can't even believe that we will be monetized by the end of the year. So, with the amount of people that are on our on our list for this, but it's a lot of work, and I'm really grateful to my team. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, guys. You guys mean the world to me. I'm really happy, and I'm just grateful for anybody that comes to the channel. This is just outside of that. I'm just really grateful to have people come and watch my content, because I really work hard on it. I'm new at it. I'm just, I'm slowly getting better and better each time. I put something out, but I am, still, I'm camera shy too, so that doesn't help. But I like doing this. I really do. Doing well, just doing the work thing. I don't believe that. YouTube does catch on to people who do that. I knew one person that got his channel removed. Okay, so they have to. There's got to be something that is in that formula. Desert, they don't have to know. They set timers. Okay. Desert, they don't have to know they set timers. Hey, I got a sub from Streamlabs. Nice. Trucker J. Trucker J. That's awesome. Welcome. Thank you. Thank you so much. Um, you don't have to leave a comment for it to count. Okay. Yes, a lot of work. Yes, Double Roses. You guys are killing it. You guys are a fun channel actually. Um, as long as you watch more than 3 minutes, and that was the other thing. As long as you watch more than 3 minutes a video, then the sub will count. Hi, wheelchair girl. Hi, welcome. Welcome. It's nice to see you. Welcome to the chat. This is everybody. um, but that's a different conversation. You are doing well, Nina. Thank you. Thank you so much. If you watch the first like 5 of my videos, I think I've improved a little bit. But I really I would love to have a podcast. I think that is where like I would be more comfortable, I think. There is no why to be sure it doesn't get removed. Hey everyone, Timmy, welcome, Timmy. Welcome to the live. We're talking about drop off, and we're talking about hours and views and subs and all that stuff dropping off the channel after a certain amount of time. And my team and I did a bunch of experiments over the last, week or so. And, we discovered these certain things that happen that we think are part of the formula. I think it has something to do with the formula. We don't know for sure what the timing is on that, but let's see. I had to sub to Devil Dog 7 times in 1 week, and I am a member of his channel. How doing? Why was that? And you know what? That's weird because Real Thoughts, I know I subbed to you. I know I did. But when I went to go look at your video today, it said subscribe. And I was like, wait a second. I know I subbed. Okay, hold on. And so I resubscribed, by the way. And I think I think I told you. Okay, so Bulldogs. Right. It counts, but for how long? Right. So we're talking about the drop off. How long does it stay? How long does that get taken away? Like how long is that? I'm doing well. I'm just working on my race car. Ooh. No, Tony, we were just talking about you. Oh my God. Hi. Welcome. We're talking about how amazing you are and your channel, how you you got monetized within, I don't know, man, was it a couple weeks? Just, it's crazy, but you have a really good, you did it right. I love watching your stuff, and we kind of have the same, you have this property, and it's just interesting to see what's going to happen next. And then, the desert. And it's interesting to watch. I need you, Nina, to go live with me. I'm too scared. What? Oh my God, no, Dowdy, I can't stop watching you. I'll go live with you. I will. I'll definitely go live with you. You can come on. I'm going to be getting this new, it's called Emux, and it's a new broadcasting platform that I'm going to be getting, because with OBS, this platform doesn't allow me to have a guest on. I don't know why. Maybe it's a plugin or something that I missed, or I'm not sure, but I would love to. We will definitely connect. I will definitely go live with you. We'll definitely chat it out. Maybe YouTube doesn't want me to talk about the things I've been talking about. LOL. I love your conversations, and that's why I'm like, I got a podcast with this guy. I think we would have something really, really cool. For me, it was all part. I got monetized, and once I did, I quit watching subs. It counts for 1 year. So that's the timer. That's what you think. And so what happens after the 1 year? 1 year from the day you watch it will drop off. See, I think we've seen something different, no doubty, and that's why obviously there's a timer because they say 365 days, but yeah, I don't know. It counts for 1 year. 1 year from the day you watch it, it will drop off. So 1 year from the day you watch one of your subs videos, when it hits 365 days, it drops off. WHS is. It could, like I said, that's what they say, right? That's what they say. They actually tell you it's, within 365 days, you need to do this. So, but what about the interaction that you have? And you're saying that you have that you don't really comment or interact with that. I think when we ran, this testing, that we found that it boosted some of, the channels, and YouTube saw that interaction, and they actually saw the specific interaction. That is the watch hours. Bulldogs, Belt Loop, we're not a 365-day channel, and that's another thing. And we can make hours fall off our channels. Yes, it's done it many times, and that's when I said we did an experiment on our channel. We ran our content, and I was saying this earlier to everybody who's new. We ran 6 hours of our content. We got credit for it. We got the 6 hours. 2 days to 48 hours, whatever it was, 3 days later, it was gone. They took it away. And that also helped. That also was with the subs. Like, I was higher than I was with subs, and they dropped off. So there's something happening. It's a running thing. No, the watch hours. Everybody's like, that is the watch hours. Hi, Ace. Welcome. Watch a video. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's what it is. Right. So that's what we think. We think that returning maybe on a monthly basis, and they're your subs anyway. You're going to want to go watch their stuff. You're going to want to, I like to anyway. Let's see. If it's coming from the name account, it might not count. See, that was the other thing. We based it off of the user, right? Is it a verified account? Is it, what type of account is it? Do they have strikes on their account? Do they have, let's see. If the 365 was true for everyone, channels wouldn't have an issue. And it's a huge issue. And that's why we're having this conversation, because all I see on YouTube is people complaining about everything dropping off. Everything. Hours, subs, views, I mean, everything. And their content isn't even getting looked at. And these are big channels. These are huge channels. And some of them are getting booted. Like, they're just getting completely booted off the platform. It requires a more in-depth conversation. And if you're trying to transpose shorts to watch hours, they don't count. So the number from the analytics page doesn't go to the earn tab. See, I don't have the earn tab. That's where No Doubty comes in, because she has the earn. Well, you watched your own videos for 6 hours, got credit, then lost it days later. Yes. Yeah. So we've been doing all these little experiments to try to figure out. We went from losing 30% of subs and views to about 5%. And that's true. That's the other thing. What we did worked out amazing for me and the channel. And now it won't stop. We have this like massive amount of people and channels that are like-minded, like us, small, tiny, 100 subscribers, 200, 300, 400. Some of them have a couple thousand, but because they want to keep their monetization. So let's see. I hear you, Belt Loop. On the phone, and I can ask. I'm on the phone, and I can't ask the right questions. We went from You have the earn tab, all channels. Yes, but I don't have the analytics for the earn tab because I don't earn. I don't get monetized. So when you guys was showing me, when I was on your live last Saturday, and you guys was showing me the analytics from your earn, I don't have that. I don't have that page. Because I don't get monetized. So I wanted to say, look, can I look at that a little bit longer? But I have the earn tab, but I don't earn anything. So I don't have those. YouTube tells me they won't count views if one person watches the video multiple times in a row from the same IP. And that's probably true. You can't, and that's another thing we discussed is rewatching. That it definitely doesn't count. Bulldogs or you should join me and Jerry on a crunching the numbers. I would love to. I would definitely take you up on that. You can't watch your own videos and think it's going to count for you unless you are watching under a different name and email address. I'm not talking about what you earn. Okay. You're just talking about the analytics page itself. Let's see. Everybody gets watch time if they watch their own video, but it doesn't count on earned watch hours. Okay, yeah. That's what I was getting at No Doubty. Oh. Bulldog sounds good. Yeah, I would love to collaborate with you guys. You guys know what's up, and I know that from just talking with you guys. And even if the random person watching the video on repeat, it won't count. Right, of course. Yeah. Yeah, the YouTube knows that. They see that. It's just, this is, I'm just kind of saying what we actually found and what we discovered doing, what we did and how it worked for me and how we get, and like I said earlier, we get one view per our own video. Rewatching content will drop off. And I said that earlier. I know you guys are in here later, and but I did say that's one view per video. That's all you get, and then it'll drop off. We will be doing an episode on that following Eddie's Tech Talk. So I want to get into that Eddie's Tech Talk. I don't know if that's a set time. Is that a set time that you guys do that every week? Is it like an every Tuesday thing? Because the last time I was in that was the Da Vinci one, which was really cool. I just watched the Emux one a couple of days ago because after talking to you, Belt Loop, I did get the free version, but it does nothing. You don't get anything. You get nothing. Yeah, it's at the basic bare minimum, and I want the full thing. So I did go and watch the Emux on Tech Talks. I think it's WebsWeb that it was on. I don't watch my own stuff normally. My stuff. I love your stuff. I love your stuff. I'm glad the two watches. Relax. I'll try it. Okay, there's another. Write that down. Write that down, team. Write that down. There's another experiment that we can definitely. I agree, Gary. Okay. LOL. You suck too, Eddie. Yeah, I definitely I like those videos. Thanks, Gary. So I want to get into the next tech talk. Eddie does tech talk once a month. Okay, that's why. Okay. Okay. Um and it's Eddie and Ralph, right? That do that belt loop. Haha. It's always on the first Saturday of the month. Okay, first Saturday of the month. Yes, if I'm running playlists for others, I will only play it twice, but weeks apart. Okay. So that's the thing that we offer, and that's why I think we have such a backlog is because when we actually say, okay, I'm going to trade, whatever it is we decide to trade, we're giving you 5 times the hours that you're giving me. But we had so many people, and because I have a team that I work with, which is my family and friends, we were able to give back 5 times the hours. And that's why we did so well. And that's why my hours went up insane. But it was no small task. I'm telling you, it was no. Jerry and I decided that we will be doing a show the same week Eddie does Tech Talk. Every first of the month on Saturday night. Okay, at 7. Okay. Weave the calendar. Yeah, weave the calendar. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, let me see if I can. There we go. So this is how we keep track of everything, and you guys had already thought this up, and I think I mean it's great, but for the smaller channels that we want to help get monetized and stay monetized, and they have a place, and this is a link that's going to be in my description or on my page, and you can just click on the link. And I missed you, Butler. I don't know why I did that. So you could just click on the link, and it's going to tell you who's live and when they're live. And this is, I have Belt Loop in here, and I have, obviously my shows, and but it's great. It's a great. It's really a great tool to have, when you're trying to get, monetized, and when you're trying to get into these chats, and you're so sure you're invited. I can think of nothing I enjoy more than listening to you talking numbers, Eddie and Devil Dog. I won't be attending that. Yeah, so when you sent me this, I was like, oh my goodness, I should have known that you guys, you guys would have had this. But this is a great way to keep everyone connected, and it kind of shows you these shows are overlapping. I know it's kind of a small, and let's see if I can enlarge it a little bit here. I don't know, because you're probably not going to be able to see much of it, and I'm in the way. So, yeah, it's definitely something that, will help the smaller channels stay connected. And we do watch parties because it is a YouTube experiment. It is how we can tell certain analytics, and that's exactly what we're doing. And then, we came up with this. We thought it was, a really good idea, and you guys had already done it. And I love this. This is great. It tells me where the lives are, what times they're on, what is overlapping. We can see this here. There's shows overlapping here. Devil Dog doesn't like numbers. He has trouble adding them together. But regardless, that is, something we want to incorporate. So it's a pretty cool thing, and we're going to start, adding. Where is that? So this link, Laura, is going to be on my page. It's going to be in every description. If you have a Premiere, Let me go back to, it's actually on my page now. It might be, it's in the description of this video, but it is on my page. And say if someone has a premiere that they want, and they want to be, the calendar has a specific niche, again, an experiment, right? Because it's for small channels who are trying to build to monetization. I've done many experiments with YouTube. In fact, that's how I met Jerry. Yeah. Well, that's how I met you guys. I mean, we just, got into talking analytics and YouTube, and I'm very interested in that stuff. And I'm grateful for the job that I have, because it helps me, I do some coding, and I do a lot of formulating, and, I'm pretty good with that stuff. So, Real Thoughts, interesting. We have tabs on those. We have exchanged hours. We have specifics of analytics that we recorded through this whole entire thing. Oh, I found it. Yeah. So for instance, if someone has a premiere that's coming out and they want to get on the calendar, now this goes out to, does it show the time zones? Okay. So you can click Eastern time. You can click Pacific time. And so when I'm scheduling, I can do both. So I have color codes for Pacific. So this is when the show is on the, East Coast, or the Pacific time, and then the Eastern time. Sorry, I had it backwards. So that's, that's a way to kind of keep tabs on when you can get into the show, when you can get into the live. And this gets posted on the page, and everybody can, view it and see, when the shows are, when they're going to be. There's other features to this that I'm going to add. Hi, cooking with the Munchie Mafia. I love it. So yes, I will be, adding this. And then, if you wanted to premiere something and you wanted it on the calendar, you just, email, and we stick it on, the calendar, and then you have the link that you can put in your description or even put on your page, and everybody knows and everybody can see it. And then you can filter by the people. Like, you can filter, there's filters here where, if you're looking for a specific, because eventually this will get filled up. And so there are different filters and different functions that this can do. And it's super, super cool. It's really cool. I really, really, really got to drive. Okay. It's a really cool thing. I love it. It's going to help me so that I can stay engaged. But it's really for the smaller channels that are trying to build and trying to get to monetization. It's for them to get involved, maybe join a community, maybe become a member of your community, maybe become a member of your channel. It's a way to make some, money, because they have a visualization of, where it is. And I just think it's a really good tool. Hey, you don't have the real time that is CST. I think we don't have that filter. I think we have it, but it's not set. We didn't set it to it, but it is there. It's somewhere here. Let's see. Again, I haven't. Let's see. The calendar requires no software or apps or updates, right? There is one, though. I haven't played around with it enough to, like, my team knows this calendar like the back of the hand, but because I work so much, they've done a lot of this work. I'm so grateful for you guys. So I've been, slowly, because I work so much, I just been slowly been, getting into it. The calendar requires no soft. So this is another thing that you can add to your phone too. You can add the app, the Team Up app to your phone. And Nina, you need to check this out. HTTP. Okay. You know what? Hold on. Let me just get a quick, give me 1 second here. Let me see if this pops up for me. Let's say I want to get a snapshot. I want the snapshot of this. I think if I click on this, it's going to redirect me. Can you email? Can you email me that? I know you have my email. If you can email me that, because I have so much going on. I have so many things running. Some of my functions are not my snip tool. I wanted to take a snip of that, but if you could email me that, that would be great. Butler, we do have it. It's amazing. Okay. Yes, right. We do have it. Yeah. I just like I said, I work so much that I get to this, but my team knows, I mean, they could do this with their eyes closed. I have a really good base team. They're awesome. They're really, really smart. And I'm fortunate enough that they're all retired and they're all, they all have, really good skills. So we didn't do Central Time. Right. We didn't do Central Time. But it does have it. I know it does. But anyway, it's a good way that if you actually want to premiere a video, or you can use a snippet. I'm trying to open, that's what I was going to do. I actually trying to open my snippet, but because I have so many different things open, it's hidden behind my broadcasting my broadcasting screen. So I actually have 4 screens right now, guys. I have 4 different screens I'm using, but I'm trying to use the snippet and it's not coming in front of it's in the back of all my programs, so I can't get to it. But if that could be emailed to me, I would really appreciate that. That would be great. Let's see, Bulldogs, you can probably grab that. The team app is not required for viewers. Right. This week will be a short week for me, so I'm only putting in 80 hours. Oh my God, I thought 50 for me was like crazy. But anyway, that's kind of what we, thought might help with channels, smaller channels, like-minded like us, that are really trying to get involved. I'm super ambitious. I just have a drive that, I want to get monetized. I actually want to do this, for a living. And I would love to have a podcast at some time. I think that would be just something that I'm, focusing on trying to do. But I can't, it's really hard. It's super hard I was getting nowhere. Like I was getting 20 hours a week, and in 7 days I got 360 something hours, and it blew me away. And the people we reciprocated to got 5 times what I got. So it worked out well. The experiment worked out well. We found out a lot of different things, and we discovered a lot of different things. Everyone else is just behind us or in front of us. Never heard of it. So that's basically, and we do have the statistics and the analytics, and we recorded everything. And every day I run my analytics, Central Time Zone in the American Standard at Bulldogs. LOL. So, and I keep an eye on that. That's one thing. Like I said, I get up super, super early. Sometimes guys, these last like 7 days, I'm exhausted. It's been fun though. It has been fun, but, it's been a lot of work. The interaction, the specific interaction, the watching, the real true watching, the whole just watching. Like not the sound, everything, really, truly watching everything. The dedication of these guys are just, I just love them. And I appreciate the everything they did, because my channel spiked. Like it just spiked. I gained 100 subscribers. I gained hundreds of hours. And that was just a little amount of time that it took. So I should also mention that some people mess up other people by paying to have bots on their channel. Yeah, and that's what I think someone was saying. Melissa, Relax with Melissa. I think she was saying that, or someone was saying that. Maybe it was Laura. Then those get taken off. Yes. And that's, I'm in Bulldogs. Let's see. I'll tell you what, Butler, if you would like to be on the calendar, we'd be honored. I'd make a central time for you. Yeah, I actually have Relax with Mel. You are doing great. Keep it up. Thank you. I actually have Belt Loop here. So Belt Loop is here. Just as, I had him as, I love his lives. You guys are fun. You're just fun. You're just fun. I have, some of my members, some of my subs have premieres. So Poetic Tears, she does some premieres. And then I have another sub, Raw Footage. She does premieres. So I have her here. It's not a show. It's a premiere. And, these are my shows. This is Thursday night. And then I do a Saturday and Sunday. I have, Whistle Stop. I have Whistle Stop here on Sunday. And these are just examples of, just examples. It's, the timing might not be, it may not be 2, it may be 3, but it's just, I know he's Sunday. And so I just asked my team, and then Whistle Stop, I guess we have Whistle Stop here too. But anyway, this is just like, let me go back. Yeah. So like I have the Belt Loop is here. Whistle Stop is here. We have, Whistle Stop here. These are my shows on Thursday and the Saturdays and Sundays. These are my shows. And then I guess we have Whistle Stop here too. So I just asked them to, key in, just as this is just an example of what we are trying to roll out. It's nothing set in stone. And it's really nice because it's something that people, smaller channels, are trying to get connected, and they're trying to get subs, and they're trying to get hours. And I know, if they have an easy way to do it and stay connected, we thought that this, would be a great idea. And I know you guys already, have something like this. So, but I think it was a, really good key, thing to have. Let's see. Tuber Chat is a community building channel. Belt Loop and Butler from and Jess. Yes. And I'm actually part of the, Belt Loop and that whole community, that homestead, Whistle Stop, and all of those guys. I love those guys. They're great. If you like, you can put it on the calendar, but if you're going to put one on, put the YouTube police. Okay. The source and their viewers just joined. Say hello. Hi, everyone. Hi. Oh, my goodness. How's everybody doing? Wow. We're chatting about drop-off hours, and Nina, you will learn a lot from Tuber Chat. I am a member of Tuber Chat. I don't particularly DTR. Oh my goodness, I'm honored. I am a member of his channel. Hey Kyle, welcome. And I think, what he's doing is cool. It's cool, but I really like the communities of like I'm a super big fan of the source. I can't go, Nina, go. Actually, I will take you, since you guys are all just joining in, I have what we are going to roll out on our channel, and I hope you guys can see this. Let me see if I can make it a little bit bigger because I'm not on here. So I got the source here. On the he does a show on Saturdays, and here he is here. And then we have the Eastern and Eastern time and Pacific time, and then the Source does a few other things. I have Red's Room, Poetic Tears. Sometimes she puts out premieres, so I have her plugged in. Raw Footage sometimes does premieres. These are my shows here. Bell Loop, and yeah, so I think and this is just a link. It's not, you don't have to be on it. This is just an example that we want to use, and try to keep people connected. Poetic, oh my goodness. Hi everyone. Hey Chris, hi, I hope you're well. I hope your puppy is okay. I heard, and I'm like, oh my God, I hope he's okay. And I hope you're doing well. But yeah, so this is something that, it's just a link that's going to be on my page, and you guys can have the link on your page. And hey, Simple Family, welcome to the chat. So the whole conversation was about drop-off hours, and I can briefly go over. I think I sound like a broken record now because I've said it so many times. Sally D's reality check. Hi. But we were talking about YouTube and what their formula is for, like, we think that YouTube may have a formula that assigns a weight or a scale significance in the form of a timer, which is specific to every user, right? So we did a bunch of experiments last week with watch time and watch hours, and we discovered a few things in our analytics, and we discovered a few things that worked really well, and I did amazing. So I appreciate everybody that participated and did this with me, because I ended up getting 360 hours, I think, in 7 days, and I gained 100 subs. Hey Deb. And now we have a backlog of people that want to do this with us, and I'm really, really excited about it, and it's just worked out so well. Desert, maybe you can get Source up to speed with intro. Okay, and Bulldogs is part of my team. I have a great team that's helping me roll this whole thing out. So again, Source, where I saw that our team was watching. I saw you get that 1,000, and we have an idea. But anyway, I was so happy. I was like, oh my God, he got 1,000 views. That's so awesome. Yeah, so, what we're talking about is YouTube hours and likes and subs dropping from your channel. Like, what is that time frame that it happens? So we believe that YouTube, and I'm reading my notes because there was so much information and so much analytics that we did over these last 7 days with what we did with these people that we traded, traded time or watch hours or whatever it is. And so we believe that YouTube has a formula that assigns a weight or a scale of significance in a form of a timer, which is specific to a user type. Desert, we can't see you. Okay. I have my camera on. You should be able to. How about now? You should be able to. I don't know. Can you see me now? I love the sense of community awesomeness. Yeah. I'm not sure why. It's everything is working, so I'm not sure. Maybe I will try it this way. Can you see me now? We see you. Okay. Did you see me on the other screen? Yeah, so we ran a bunch of experiments last week with this whole swapping of hours and all this time that my team put in, and when I swapped with channels, I had a team that could give back 5 times the amount that I got, and by doing that, it benefited me. Like I said, I I I was getting 20 hours a week and pumping out videos and just killing myself. We see you, Nina. Okay. I want to switch to the other screen in a minute, but I just wanted to let you know that this is a calendar that's going to be a link on my site. And you guys, if you want to be on the calendar, now I use this as an example because I have the source. The source has his, show. This is the source on Saturday. The 5 questions, and then he has the support wheel on Sunday, and then Poetic, if she puts out a premiere, this is maybe her time she wants, and maybe Raw Footage wants to put out a premiere and she can stick it on this, these are my shows here. And then it also allows you to see, I know I'm in the way, right? Let me it also allows you to see the overlap of shows. Like if something is overlapping, you can actually see that. We see you fine. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, this is, the calendar. It's a link on my site, and you can filter. There's a bunch of things you can filter. We left it kind of empty right now to give people the opportunity if they want to participate in this. And it's like I said, and it has a bunch of filters up here where you can filter out the person. You can filter out by color. You can filter out by Eastern time. Anything. There's a bunch of different functions that this does, and it really just allows people to stay connected, right? It allows it allows people to stay connected, know when the shows are on. And I know you guys, we have to, when we go on YouTube, we hit the notification and it notifies us of the video. But this is actually something that you can put on your page. It's a link, and there's no program to it. There's no, Nina, you are on it. I'm so into this. It's crazy. It's just crazy. And it's the source's fault. But I just thought, what a great idea to let people stay connected. And I know Chris, I want to put her, I would love to put her show. She's got that late night, and she's just getting that started. And I think that would be just great for everyone just to stay connected. And it's really geared from what we did from experimenting last week, that it's really geared for the smaller channels that are growing. And I know a bunch of us are starting second channels, right? So it would be really beneficial to actually have this on your channel and be able to, just have it there. And when people come to your channel, you don't have to rely on YouTube anymore to, notify me and whatever. It's on your channel. So and this is an app you can put on your phone. So I just downloaded it a couple days ago on my phone. It is the coolest thing ever. And I want to be on the calendar. Okay. Yeah. So my email is on my page. And if anybody actually, we're just getting this started. We haven't, really done. Haha, yeah, I created a calendar a while back with everyone's regular live. Did it work? How did it go? I think that's a great idea. I'm constantly looking, even though, even though I'm trained because I know when you're on the source, and I know when Red's room is on, and I know when Chris is on, and but it's great for new people, like smaller channels that are looking to be part of a community. And we want new people. We want more, right? We all want more. So we want the 1,000 views on our lives, and we want that. Everybody wants that. So I was just like, this might be Nina, we want to help you go full-time on YouTube. I would love that. Yes, that's what I said. Keep track. Yes, yes, Chris. I just, YouTube police, he switched. Philip. It can be hard to find email channels. YouTube doesn't promote them. Right. That's the other thing too. So if you're a sub, if you're a sub to a channel and you see this link, you click on the link and there's all the shows. And eventually, you'll be able to just, add your show. At some point, we're going to give, administration, whatever. But I know that if, Poetic has a premiere coming out and she wants to be, on the calendar, I just get an email and there she is. There's her premiere, and this is just an example. And say Raw Footage has a premiere, or someone has something special coming out, and you can just get added to the calendar. And I know Chris is starting her late night, and when you're starting new channels like that, like I said, this is geared for the smaller channels. They don't need this kind of stuff. Large channels don't need this kind of stuff. They're covered. They have they have what they need. So, but I thought it was a really good thing, and the source, I just put it there for a few months. It's written cut on my support spin wheel description. Oh, okay. It's a written cutout on my support wheel description. Ah, I see. I will share it again. Yeah. I think Desert, can you explain the two types of channels? So, yes, I can. So it's geared for two types of channels, and I think I said this a couple of times. It's geared for channels who are close to monetization. They're close. They want to get there, and they want to stay connected. They're similar to us. They're just like us. We're driven. We're trying to get to this certain monetization. That's the first type. The second type is for people who are monetized and want to keep their monetization. They want it to stop falling off. They want this. You want new. I want to say blood, but you want new people. This is for those two types. It's for people who are close to monetization, small channels. It's geared to small channels, and then people who are at monetization and don't want the drop off. And it allows people to keep coming back, right? Because we think that there's a formula that YouTube has that has to do with a timer. And we think that if people are regularly coming back, or once a month or once a week, whatever it is, we don't know that yet because we're still experimenting. We're still running the analytics. We're still doing this whole thing. We have a backlog of channels that we are running. I haven't, and it's true watch. We are truly watching, and we are. The other part of this is the specific commenting. That find something in that video that we're calling this a sticky method. That's what we call it. My team and I. And these guys are my friends and family, and they have the time. We're calling it a sticky method because we're finding something specific in that video when we're commenting. And I don't know if a lot of you guys know the timestamp is one of them, right? That's going to stick. You're going to comment. You're going to say, at this time I saw this. That's one. With Lemon Time, and I think the Poetic Tears. I loved the woman in the blue dress walking through the red flowers, and things like that are gonna stick to that video, and it may not drop off as fast, as it may give it more time. That's the experiment we're running. We're trying to figure out. We're trying to understand the timing. Because we know there's definitely a timer, and we're trying to figure out, we did an experiment of the watch and watch times, and, we have stuff falling off, and this last 7 days of doing, these watch list trades, I got 360 hours, but I gave 5 times. I have a team of people, so I was able to give 5 times that back to someone else. So they were willing to do that. And it worked out really well for me. It was just a great strategy. And I gained like 100 subscribers, 360 hours in 7 days. I'm close, I will be close to monetization now because of this. And women in blue dresses are almost always... I agree. I just, that video was captive. I just love that video. I watched that video with the woman. I think you use her in a few videos when you do your video. I've seen her in the blue dress walking through the red flowers. It's beautiful. So we think that YouTube, obviously, they see the video. If they see the comment, need to head out, everyone. Have a good one. Thank you, WebSweb. Thank you so much. Stay safe. I'm unlisting all my shorts to see what happens. I think the source did that too. It was interesting too because when I was doing the Red's Room watch, I actually was I had one of his playlists. I was dedicated to one of his playlists. My team was like, "Okay, this is yours tonight. You do that." He did a test or an experiment on the blue jackets. So what he did in his video is he wanted to see if he took away blue jackets, what would happen? What would happen to the chat? I thought this was really interesting and really smart. And so he did. He took away blue jackets, and he wanted, because he has a huge, I think he has like 6,000 people on his channel. He has a big channel. I think if you just retitle them, it may help. Yeah, and that's another strategy and that was another strategy I learned online on some of the channels I watched. But he did an experiment of people in his chat, and he wanted to know if people would fall off his chat if he took the blue jackets away. And they did. They were like, so that means something, right? It means something. So, I thought that was really interesting. I was like, wow, that's a cool, that was a cool experiment. I thought was really interesting. Titles make a difference. Yeah. But it also, if a new person comes in the chat, what happens if they don't have a jacket? How do they feel? And that's what and Bulldogs, I think you might have a understanding a little bit of this. Like, what if, you're new to the chat? Of course, you don't want to give out that blue jacket right away, right? Because you don't know the person. You have to, make sure, I just don't know what. Yeah, you got to, you want to make sure that it's real, and, you got to build the trust with that person. There's got to be some sort of, communication and some sort of relationship and some sort of, you got to know the person. I'm not going to give, a blue jacket. Bye, guys. Thank you for joining. Thank you. I will catch the live on Saturday night with you guys, because I want to run some more analytics with you guys. Anyway, that's why I'm doing a lot of changes on my channel, and that's why I wanted to do Doobie the dinosaur, because I know that's a new channel for you, and we covered you, I think, really well. And it was even if you have 5,000 hours, you can get monetized if you don't have the subs. Oh, I didn't know that. So you don't have to have the 500 subs or the 1,000 subs. You just have to have the 5,000 hours. Nina, if you have 5,000 hours, you can get monetized if you don't have the subs. If they started their channel today, nope. big red flag. Right, right, exactly. We don't do blue jackets on my channel. The only blue jackets are mods. Right, right. Please let me know if there are some things that all of you see that I can do better. Oh God, poetic, you're you're really, really good. I don't think you need to. I mean, you're just, and I love how you're helping local. Local has grown so much within this last, like, I just, poetic, the things you've I think you've inspired like a lot of people. Local is another one that we helped with ours, and they helped me, and it was a really, really good, and we're still going. Like, this is still an ongoing thing. So if people are interested, in getting ours and swapping, I mean, we do have a lot of people on the list. But Nina, email me when you can. Okay. Where is your email on your site? Because yeah, I will definitely do that. My email is on. No, he forgot the not, I think. My email is on my site. It's Desert-Livin at desertworld.com. I mean, at gmail.com. And yeah, so, but if it's, I can email you definitely. And yeah, so this is, what we found in our experiment of drop-offs. And yes, local is doing awesome. Yeah, you did. He has done so many shout outs for everyone. And that's the other thing I love about this whole thing. Like, everybody's supporting everybody. And I love it. I'm like addicted to it. I'm so glad that I met like the source and, Chris, and, she really was the first person I met. And, she popped into my live one day, and it was just, we just hit it off, and just, okay, let's see. Yes, you do need 500 subs for partial monetization, and 3,000 hours full monetization is 1,000 subs and 4,000 hours. Okay, so I thought it was 500 subs and 3,000 hours. It's in the description. Okay. Butler family, sorry, you can't get monetized if you don't have the subs, right? Okay, that's what I thought. They work hand in hand. Okay, I will email you. Yes, my email's there, so definitely. I always wanted to connect with you anyway, so absolutely email me. Sorry, typing in the dark. Oh God. For fan funding. Yeah, see, there's all these things that, all these channels have, that I would love to have. And, I'm working really hard, but I do love it. I enjoy this. This is something that, I even have, a team now that is just like so into it, and I really appreciate them because they've helped a lot of people, and they're really, really good. Yes, I'm glad we all met. Yes, Kyle, you're awesome. But yeah, local, he's put out some great stuff like in the last week. He just cranked out stuff like crazy, and he's getting really good at, the editing. And I think he's, really saying poetic. It's all poetic, and it's you have real good, great skill, just great skill. So, Bulldog. Okay, Desert. When I used to watch YouTube as TV, I controlled the algorithm via the thumb. Okay, here's a great, thank you, team. When I used to watch YouTube, I controlled the algorithm via the thumbs up or the thumbs. Okay, wait a second. I can't see. Via the thumbs down. And they did not recommend the channel. Non-creators use YouTube in a much different way. Okay, so when I used to watch YouTube TV, I controlled the algorithm via the thumbs down. And they did not recommend the channel. Non-creators use YouTube in a much different way. Can you further? This is why it is important to stick to like-minded people, right? And then that's really what this is all about. It's geared toward people who are trying to get to monetization. It's geared toward people who are trying to keep monetization because we know there's a fall off. We know there's a drop off. We know it. We've done tons of experiments and we know that happens. And there's a timing. The formula has a timer. There's something with the timing, and that's why it's like when you're commenting, you want to pick something specific that's going to stick. And YouTube sees that. They see that Lemantine and Appleton, and they see that video, and you're gonna comment, I love lemons, or I love, whatever. And that comment's going to stick, or the timestamp is going to stick. Okay, let's see. And Bulldogs is right. So you can control the algorithm via the thumbs down, and do not recommend the channel. Non-creators use YouTube in a much different way, and that is true. This is why it's important to stick to like-minded people, and that's exactly what this is basically about. It's about channels like that are trying to keep what they have, right? Everybody wants to keep what they want. No one wants the drop off. But all I see on YouTube right now are channels that are getting either eliminated completely. There may be a reason for it, I'm not sure, but they're complaining about the drop off. There's drop off of subs and hours and just all kinds of things that are happening to their channel. And I know YouTube is cleaning house right now. They're trying to clean up their mess basically. Let's see. I always leave 2 comments on people's stuff because sometimes some of my comments don't even appear sometimes. Yeah, Local encouraged me by telling me I am a good coach. Yes, you are. I told him I don't think of myself as a coach, just a person trying to help. And that's what's so sweet about you. Whistle stop. Whistle stop. Thank you for joining. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for coming in. You missed the whole entire we're just talking about drop-offs, and but I'm going to catch you over the weekend. I will be chatting with you guys, and I appreciate the emails. Ralph emailed me, and I just, the whole analytics I'm really into, and, trying to, oh, you're still at work? Okay. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you came in, still at work. I'm trying to get to 6,300 subs or hours. Yes, my channel gets hit weekly on drop-offs. Yeah, see, that's Drive Safe Ed with that's what this is all about. It's about the drop-off, and we know that happens, and we're trying to, with what we did last week is, it was all small channels that we worked with. It was all like-minded channels that we worked with. And, I have some videos that have over 3,000 thumbs up, and it doesn't not push out any more than some that have 100 thumbs up. Yeah, I think we don't want you losing your chicks, Ed. That's why I think there's a specific interaction. We discovered that. There is a specific interaction. And if you noticed some of the people that we did this with, there were specifics in the comments because it sticks to that video, and YouTube sees it. They see that what you're showing, and they see the interaction between the person, and they see the comments, and it can, yes, does a thumbs up work? Does it get you? Yes, but how long does that stick? How long does that stay? What is the timing of that? I'm not getting any drop-offs. I just went over 12,000 today. Okay, so in the time whistle stop that you have had your channel, in the time period, you've had no drop-offs, which means that you have continuing people, same people, coming back. And that's what I think lives do. Okay, so that's one thing we think is the lives. Eddie, I am at the hatchery unloading my truck. I see my hours all over the place as well as subs. It can be discouraging, yes, and that's why we did this whole thing, and we're still doing it because we're still interested on what we're gonna find. We're still really interested, and I'm curious about what that timing period is because YouTube gives you a time. They say 365 days. So we know that, but what about Ed? How do you know if you gained 600 and lost 100 to equal a gain of 500? Bye. Bye. That's a good question. Ed, how do you know if you gained 600 and lost 100 to equal a gain of 500? Yeah, that's a really good question. At Sally's, just focus on producing a quality product and not so much about the sub count. Right. And that's the whole thing that I like doing. I like doing content. I really do. I like recording. I love doing research. I'm a big geek and I just love research. I love it. I love just diving into something and really, I don't pay attention to what I lose. I pay attention to what I gain. So how do you know then there's got to be a difference, right? There has to be a difference if I think there is a way to do it, but it would take me a minute to figure it out. Yeah, there's got to be a way to, because I know it's happened to me. I have drop off, and but I know that this thing that we did within the last 7 days, I went from a 30% drop off to a 5% drop off, and I went from gaining 100 subs, and right, Desert has an intro that sums that up. Okay, so let me go back up here. Okay, let me go back to my notes. Okay, so the beginning of it is the content creators are noticing that subs and watch hours and likes are falling off. And we believe YouTube may have a formula that assigns a weight or a scale of significance in the form of a timer, which is specific to the user type. So the question is, does an unverified user who views, likes, and subscribe have the same impact as a verified or monetized account? And from what we saw, we don't think so. We don't think that that's the case. So by using our analytics, my team believes that there are timers. We don't know the precise formula, but we're certain that there are, and it's likely associated with participation. And that's where I was saying, if you identify the timestamp and, things like that. So an example is an unverified account. If an unverified account hits the like button, a timer is associated with that. A timer is associated with that event. Say a 30-day timer. If the user returns in 29 days, if they return in 29 days, does that reset? Does that reset it? And what if a well-established monetized channel gives a thumbs up? Does it last 30 days? Does it last 365 days? And what if they don't return to the channel? And so this is what my team and I have been doing over, this last 7-8 days or whatever it is. And then we also think there's another potential issue, and that's rewatching content. And we talked about this. We believe everyone gets one-time view and a certain allowed amount of time. Again, the timer comes into play. We're fairly certain that YouTube has a verification process. I think we all know that. So you may see your hours in your analytics, which I did, but they drop off just like your subs drop off. They're here today and then they're gone tomorrow. So could it be because of the type of account? Could it be rewatched content? Could it be the timer? We know YouTube is well aware of like bot farms and things like that. And so the argument is, some argue that the drop off is due to the rolling 365-day timer. But however, our channel is not 365 days old. So that's what prompted us to do a bunch of experiments, and we have seen the drop offs. And so that leaves the channels like us, like minded. Our method is for two types of channels. And yes, I've said that many times. It is for hi model. Hi, welcome to the chat. We are talking about analytics and drop off hours and times and things like that. So it basically is for the smaller channels who are trying to get monetized. And it's basically for the channels that have a couple thousand, viewers, smaller channels that want to stay monetized. And and then, that's where the calendar would come into play, where these are like-minded, well, not all of them, but, this is where this comes into play, because you get to actually see when these guys are on and have participation. And if someone wants to put their premiere on the calendar, here's Poetic Tears. She's going to be, this is just an example, Poetic. She's going to come out with a premiere, and that's when it's going to, and you can filter it by Eastern time. There's all types of filters on this. And this is a link that is dropped into your channel, into your video, into your description, whatever it is that you want to do with it, which will keep it stuck, everybody stuck, and keeps drawing in new. It helps to draw in new people if they're on your channel and they see this. And you don't have to really rely on, going to YouTube to have to look for the lives and all that stuff. It's, your subs are going to your channel. So they're gonna see this link and they're gonna be like, wow, this is, okay. I know when this person's on, we can manipulate our channel to lose hours. And usually we know what subs drop off, and we do. We know. We know. We've done that experiment. We're so curious. We're so curious that we have done all kinds of things. Like, we've come up with all kinds of different things. And I've seen, just ideas from other channels. Like Red's Room had it. He did a little test, a little experiment on the blue jacket thing. I think I just said, he's like, I want to do something. I'm going to try something. If I take away the blue jacket, what will happen? What will happen to the chat? What will happen to my subs? What will happen? And he did that experiment, and it did not turn out well. And so, but that's another point where I did an experiment with subs and not watching videos at all. And small channels get 20 to 30 hours a week and lose 10. Yes. So Poetic, you did an experiment with subs and not watching videos at all. And what happened? So we feel the impact. And that's why we did this. That's why we did this whole, when someone came to me and said, do you want to exchange, playlists? I was new. I'm like, I'd never heard of that before. And when I said, yeah, sure, I ended up seeing that I got hours. So I said, I had a mastermind that said, hey, we have a bunch of people that we can develop, and we can give back 5 times the hours that we get. So that's how that happened. That whole thing developed, where I have, a really good friends and family and a team that is, and they're true watch. They are true watch. And what happened with that is I actually liked a lot of the channels, and I subbed. And so these people got subs They got the hours because they were true watch hours. They were sticky comments that were specific in that video, and it just worked. Like I said, I got 360. I'm gonna look tonight actually and see what it's at now. I got 100 subs. I even got subs on my second channel that I didn't even promote, and that's, I mean, it's a tiny channel. It's only had, it only had 30 subs on it. Now it has, I think, 37. But I wasn't even expecting, anything there. So, Bulldogs, we stopped making content for new viewers and focus on the like-minded channels. The growth is explosive. Yeah, and that's one thing I do miss. I've spent so much time, in this program that we have, and this, this experiment, that I haven't had time to even put out videos, and I miss it. I do miss all that. But we did an experiment where I subbed and watched no videos. I even got them to sub to me and not watch my videos. We were still connected months later. Okay, so I know you guys are taking notes on the back of all what's going, like some of these experiments. Like these are some of the ideas that my team, like, I know you guys are, taking these notes. These are some of the things I'd like to try. Right, police, because your channels don't fall into our two, right? Because that's why I'm saying it's geared for the smaller channels, the people who are trying to get monetized, the people who have a second channel that are trying to get monetized, or channels that are monetized and they want to stay monetized. It's for it. It probably won't work for. Maybe it would work for larger channels. Gary, Bell Loop and YouTube Police, and I actually watched you and Devil Dog do the good cop, bad dog. I watched all. I had a blast. Really, that was Gary and Jerry. Okay, I keep getting you guys all mixed up. Oh, next time I'm in your chat, I'm gonna have to like get this down. But I watched some of those, and those are really good. I got to sub to a bunch of channels that I'm gonna go back to, and I am gonna watch. And these are your subs, so you're gonna support. LOL. I am pretty sure that was before I had the other channels. Okay, yeah, it was a while ago. You had told me that on the Saturday night when I was hanging out with you guys. You had told me about those videos. So, we were little once as well, and we have been through this already. I know. That's why I appreciated what you guys did for me that last Saturday, after the show, and really kind of like coaching me. And I really appreciate the time you guys took, because I know you guys know this game, and I know, you guys know what's up. And so I want to know that. Hey, Reds, what's up? YouTube changes May of 2025. They even got caught. Those videos are on YouTube. Big channels reported the stats, right? Okay. Welcome, Red's Room. We were just talking about drop-offs and, subs dropping off, hours dropping off, why, when, how, is there a timer? Is there, things like that. What causes it? We know that there is, we did this experiment. I have a team of people that I work with. I developed this team of friends and family that, when I did a trade with someone, they traded with me, and I was able to give them back 5 times what I traded, because I have this group of people that are awesome and super smart, and they did a great job, and I benefited extremely, like, amazing. And then, we decided to keep that going, to keep the subs, to keep people connected. And I know other people have maybe developed something like this, but this is a watch calendar basically, and Red's room is, maybe this is his time. He has a show that's Express Your Channel. And so this is the Pacific time it's on, and this is the Eastern time it's on. And then, Devil Dog has a show here called Tech Talk. The Source has a show here, and it keeps everybody connected. But it's for the smaller channels that are trying to get into the communities. They're trying to get connected. They're trying to, find, and we want that. Where everybody wants new people. Everybody, and it's a link that is just, I send you post it on your channel. You email me and say, hey, I want this time, or you don't participate at all. You can still put the link for other people, other people you support. It's just something that we thought that would be, and I know some of you, the older channels, they've done this. You guys have used this, and I just thought it was a really good idea to, highlight the channels, and it's a link that's on your page or on your description, and you don't have to rely on, going through YouTube to find the lives and, all that stuff. It's automatically there. It can get emailed to you. It's a really cool, awesome live stream. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I was excited about like what we found out and what the results were from our experiment over the last 7 girl dad cooking up with deliciousness. Oh, I love the name of that. It's we found out a lot of interesting information. We did. And we found out that there is, in the YouTube formula for the drop-off, there is some sort of timing. There is definitely, does the person come back to you within 30 days? Do you go back to them? Do you specifically comment? Like I saw a lot of so each of my team had a specific person they would cover, and I covered Red's room. I did half of it, and another team member did the other half. And I noticed on Red's room that there were specific timestamps, like of, that sticks to YouTube. They see a timestamp, they see that in the video, they link it together, and we think it might hold that. It might hold that from dropping off. When there's something like that, not much, just working and hanging out with Desert. Oh, you guys are chatting it up. Desert, the 5 times was part of an experiment. The calendar is part of the timing experiment, right? Yes, yeah, exactly. That's one of my my team members is Bulldogs. He's super smart, and I appreciate him. And he's my husband. Is a great guy, and we're really trying hard to grow this channel. What really sucks kind of is that I haven't been able to create any content because we watched, the whole team physically watched everything, and we picked out specifics in the videos and commented, hoping that interesting approach. I want to know, does that help keep? Because everybody on YouTube is complaining about the drop off. I've had it done. It pisses me off when I'm in a chat and someone subs me and then the next day they're gone. Like it doesn't help the channel. It doesn't help, beside that, there's drop off. There is drop off. I see it happening on my channel, and I don't know what Is it a bot that YouTube threw in there and now is taking back? Like, we're trying to figure this out. So we're running all these analytics, and we came up with, my team was like, we need hours. Like, my channel, I want to get monetized. And then I want to start making, my goal is to podcast. I want a podcast. I want to team up with a person and have a podcast eventually someday. That's what I think I want to do. I love doing research. I love doing, I love it all. I love the podcast thing. I think it's interesting. I watch a ton of them. I just think it's an awesome thing. And like I said, I love to do stuff like that. You're going to have drop off on every single platform you ever do. Well, that's the other thing. Okay. So when we were talking about making comments, Bulldogs, I hear and thank you, Butler. We're just reporting our findings. Not much. Just okay. Oh, okay. I missed something in there. I hear you about but we're just reporting on findings. So the other thing is when you're actually, sharing, or like Poetic, for instance, I have shared her videos on my other platforms. So X and, Rumble. I've put her videos on my other platform because I think they're amazing. And she's done really well on my platforms. So maybe she's getting subs from that, and YouTube sees that. So that's just another, it's just another way of maybe triggering something in, what YouTube is, the timing part of it. So Gary has always tried to figure out the YouTube algorithm. Yeah, we can't figure that. That's not what. Okay. Gary has always tried to figure out the YouTube algorithm and how YouTube works. And I have come to the conclusion that YouTube don't even know what they're, and that's what we're saying. It's constantly changing. We can't. And that's why we think that the timing of when you go back to that channel, there's something there. And when you do, once you've subbed to that person and then you go back to that channel, yeah, if you want to watch, there's something interesting you want to watch, great, watch the video, comment and whatever. But at least watch up to 3 minutes of that video. Say something that's going to stick. Pick something in particular once a month and try it out. See what happens. See if that drop off happens. Tim Mitchell. Hi, Eddie. Hi, Tim. Welcome. Ravender, how are you? Welcome. I haven't seen you in a while. Yeah, so just be real. Yeah, and that's the other thing too. Like, I learned something from you, Redrum. You actually did an experiment with the Blue Jackets, and I watched that. I was part of that watch time, and I thought that was really interesting that you did that. Like, if you were to take away the jackets, what would happen? And I thought that was an interesting experiment. I was in, like, wow, I wish I thought about that and, see what would happen. But I know that it's, it's not gonna help, right? It's, people, but then what about people who don't have jackets? Like, what happens? How do they feel when they're in, a channel? You don't really know them, right? You want to build a relationship. If you want to have a channel blow up quickly, make a channel about drama, people, love, and drama. Yes, those are some of the most popular channels. I think that, and also the lives, right? The lives are a key. We found in our analytics that we ran, that the lives are definitely key to getting you the hours, but how long do you keep them? How long? do you keep those hours? How long do you have those for? I have like 10 different channels that I do not even use. I have subbed to channels with them and never watched any of their videos on those channels. I go back months later and I am still subscribed. Right. You'll probably, okay, so you're saying you'll go back and you're still a sub. Yeah, so maybe there's no drop off on that. That maybe it's a time. That's why we're saying it might be a timing thing. It could be. I never had drop off. So, but you're a huge channel, aren't you, Devil Dog? This is like I said. With the timing method is different. Butler says check your Tim. Okay, all right. Thank you, Tim. I'm gonna get you a jacket. Thank you. Yes. Let's see. All right. Okay. Nina, I'm sorry, but some of the info you're putting out is not right. Okay. Devil Dog and Gary and I have been through all of this before, and you need to talk to us about it. We have been doing this for over 3 years. Okay. All right. I appreciate that. And I'll talk to you guys because you spent some time with me last Saturday night after the live that we had. I'm not saying that we are right. I'm not saying that, it's just something we did, we tested. We know that jackets can hurt a specific type of channel. I appreciate that. So, and it's not something that, this is just something we tested out. And this is something that we think that it might be a timing thing. I'm not saying that it is. I don't do drama as well. We have more drop off than we have gained for sure. It is true. We had it went from 30% to 5%. So it definitely has improved. It definitely has improved. I don't know what I've been on YouTube for 5 years, right? And you have a big channel. Your channel is huge. So that's why I'm saying good CV. Yeah, I'm not saying that anything that I'm just saying what I found that I think it might be. I don't know no one can figure this out because it changes constantly. I don't think anybody can. I just want to know what that, there's a drop off for sure for a lot of people. And I don't know why or how or what, but I think, with the interaction and, the things that we've tried over the last, week, it worked out for me. So let's go to the chat. I had a channel member that had to subscribe 7 times in a week. Yes, everyone has a jacket on my channel. Glad to hear you made it. Awesome live stream. Thank you so much. Yeah, this is just not I'm gonna text him back because it's not something that it's just something I discovered that I think might have something to do with the drop off. It's like I said, we're still running analytics. We have a backlog of channels that we're still doing this with. So, we're still testing out the waters and we're still trying to figure out. But for me, it has helped like my channel. Like I said, I gained 100 subscribers. I gained, I got like 360 hours and it really did help. So yeah, Gary was the same way. He insisted on trying to figure it out. Yeah, I don't think, like I said, we're not going to be able to figure it out because it changes constantly. It would make for a good experiment. Yes, you're right. I like doing experiments. I like, like testing the waters. I like trying to figure out. The only time I've had drop off is when I stop posting for over a year. You have to post on a consistent basis. Do not have drop offs, right? I think that has something to do with it too, obviously, right? When you stop, YouTube is going to know that you're, probably a dead channel and you're not posting anything anymore. But yeah, I'm not trying to give out, bad information. I'm just saying what we did, what we saw, basically. And we're not trying. It's impossible to figure out the algorithm. It's just impossible because it changes constantly. YouTube does whatever they want. I just want to know why it's dropped. Like people on YouTube, there's video after video after video on YouTube of drop off, and people are wondering like why. I can promise you that subs were lost on your channel, Ed. You just have to look at the right spot in the studio. I know it's happening. I see it. People are talking about it. And then YouTube is taking down channels. Like they're completely taking channels down, and maybe there's a good reason for it. Who knows? Yes, correct. If you don't post weekly or for a month, I don't gain. Yeah. It may be that your channel continually has subs, then drops off, but subs were lost. There's so much, like, there's just so many things that can contribute to that formula that YouTube has. Gary, I'm not saying I've never had people walk away from my channel. I never said that. Things I know that within this last couple of days, 7 days, that it's worked out really well for me. We were able to give 5 times back to, the people that participated. We realized that the comments matter, something specific matters, the real watch time matters. And then, sorry, I misinterrupted your statement. It's interpreted. It does, based on what I've seen, it doesn't happen that often. Devil Dog, I want some bad to walk away. I want some bad to walk away from your channel, Ed, but I like you too. God. When I start talking with multiple conversations, I think my statements get mixed up. Oh, this is just, like I said, this is just what we found. And is it right? I don't know. We don't know. We don't know what it is. But we're trying to do different things. And one of them is the calendar with everybody's shows on it. It's a link that goes on your page. It keeps people connected. New people it's geared for the 2 types of channels, the small channels and the people that want to stay monetized, the smaller channels. So it keeps people, gets emailed to them. You can stick it on your channel. You can stick it on your description. You can stick it, if one of your subs says, hey, I have a premiere coming out, Poetic has a premiere coming out. Can you put that on the calendar? And then she'll blast it out, and you'll get new. It keeps it keeps the communication. It just keeps communication. It helps keep that. It helps bring in new people. People are going to tell other people. It's just I found that it's really a cool tool to have, and I liked it. I thought it was a great idea, that that we have something like that. And I think the source he was on earlier, and he said he used it back in the day. So I'm not sure why he stopped. I think he said he has it like on the wheel, he said. So he does have something like that. Um, I just think it's a good tool, and there's no programs to run. There's nothing. You don't down. You just it's just I actually loaded the app on my phone a couple of days ago, so I'm able to function everything from the phone now. There's an app that you could put on your phone for it, and you guys. And it's just it works. I think it would keep everybody connected, and it's like I said, it's geared to the smaller channels. It's for people who are trying to get monetized. It's for people who are small. And okay, Bulldogs, question: does YouTube treat all channels the same? Unverified versus unmonetized versus monetized versus monetized for years with mega subs, right? And that we're this whole thing is just about drop off. That's all. It's just trying to understand why there's a drop off and when there's a drop off, and timing is involved in this. It's involved in the formula. Oh, so the bigger channels won't be on the list. No, I'm not saying that either. I'm not saying it wouldn't work because Red's Room is huge. He has like 6,000. You guys are all big channels. Double Dog. I mean, Father Family. You guys are massive channels. Whistle Stop. All you guys are massive channels. But you guys already, you guys know about all this stuff. You guys have been in this game for a long time. So, I just thought, for us, like for me and for the people that I want to stay connected with and the group of the communities that I belong to, I would love to have just something like, because I belong to you guys. I'm members of Devil Dog. I'm members of Butler Family. I'm members of Red's Room. I'm members of The Source. I'm members of, so it helps me, to actually, I don't have to rely on, going through where, when are they, what's on this calendar are set hours. Like these shows are set shows, right? So The Source is every Sunday. He does this show every single week. So these are channels that do weekly. You can trust that these are going to be there. These are my shows. This is Belt Loop show. This is Whistle Stop show. This is, Red's Room show. This is Poetic Tears premiere. This is, it's a way just to keep connected. It's a way to keep engagement. Your channel just hit 12,095. Yeah, you're huge. All you guys are. I'm not. I'm tiny, and I'm trying to build, and I'm trying to figure out things that are going to help me to grow. And the whole, when this happened to me, when someone came to me and said, you want to trade, I've never even heard of it before. Do you want to trade playlists? And I'm like, why would you want to trade playlists? And then they explained, it's going to help you with your watch hours. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, sure. And then a bunch of friends in my family, and they're a team now, said, hey, we can give back more than they can, we can give them what I get. We give you 5 times, but, more in hours. And maybe we can get enough people where we can build my hours up. And it worked. And that's all I'm pretty much saying, that it actually worked. And thank you for promoting my channel. Yes, you're welcome. I'm all about this. Just be careful, videos that are emailed out before YouTube has pushed it out can affect the overall performance. Okay. Yeah, that's a good point. That's definitely a good point. Just be careful of videos. Yeah, this would probably not, it would have to be like put out like on the day of, like if there's a premiere and somebody wants, to premiere their video, it would be like, can you throw this on? And, they just update their channel or whatever. And bulldogs, thank you. Yeah, so that's a good point. You definitely don't want to do that because that would, not work out well. And thank you for just be careful. Okay, so sorry you're not a member of my channel. I know who my members are. Butler family, I thought I did. I was a member. Maybe I'll go back and see. I thought I was. I think I joined all you guys, but maybe I did miss you. But I will definitely become a member if I did miss. I thought I got everybody, but I will definitely become a member because I just love your community and I love all you guys are super cool. And I hope Jerry's not too mad at me. But anyway, I wasn't, it was just something that we discovered and experiments that are still ongoing. And, we're not trying to figure out, we just know there's something going on, and we just were curious. And, we like experimenting. We like, I hang out with a bunch of people and that are just, they're curious about things and they want to know why and how and what and where. And, I like research and all that stuff. So we decided to do this together and it ended up working out really well for me. Others got 5 times. Okay. So one of my husband, bulldogs. Okay. We can distribute the calendar. We can distribute it to new channels. I'm not sure little channels would even benefit from large channels. I have played some of your videos, Nina, and I think so has the other guys. Yeah. No, yes, I know they have. I know they have. They've actually commented, like I've gotten comments. So I'm a fantastic person. Just ask me and I will tell you. I love you, Whistle Stop. I think you're super cool. I want you to come build a shed on my on my land. But Butler, yes, you may have subbed, but not a member. Okay, I will head over because I definitely want to keep that connection. I thought for sure I got every one of you guys, but I will definitely. Desert, our calendar has fixed spots. We're not competing with YouTube. That's right. I have enough to do. I know. No, that's not what the calendar's for. We're not competing with YouTube, and that's not what this is all about, and that's not what this is for. It's just a way to keep connected. That's all. Sometimes I tend to focus on those channels that are close to monetization level, right? Desert, I could sure use some help with some random stream elements. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, because actually that's how Tim Mitchell just came through, is through my stream elements. So I also have like that helping draw, people. So that's how Tim just came through. Actually, 2 or 3 people tonight came through the stream elements. So it's easy. I can help you. But Red's room, now I told you about OBS, right? And it's what I use as, my platform. But I was in a chat on last Saturday night, and there's a program called EV and that program is ridiculous. It's a much better than an OBS broadcasting. What's good about OBS is you can do a lot of things with it, right? It's free. It's free. It's a free broadcasting. You can do a lot of things with it. You can, and I've done well with it. But this other program, it costs money. and I'm going to pay it because I want to. I want to podcast one day. I want to be able to have all those functions that these guys have. And I don't always leave a comment when playing videos. I had nothing to do with Stream Elements. Oh, it came through. Like, if you do, you see your name up there? I don't know if you see your name at the top of the screen, Tim. But that's how it came through. So that's through Stream Elements, and if you see your name at the top of that's not through, it's not through YouTube. It's through Stream Elements. She doesn't remember me from last week. I just saw it come through. So from last week, I don't remember. I don't remember because it just clicked through. Just now. So I just saw it through Stream Elements. I just noticed it right now. It just actually clicked and your name is up there. So that tells me that that's my latest subscriber. So you don't see anything. You don't see anything up at the top of the corner of my screen. Does anybody see that? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that tells me who just subscribed. And that's through Stream Elements. And yeah, that's another way that I, try to get, it's just another addition to OBS, but I want to, Ed Stream. Okay. That's okay. Yeah. Cause I don't remember on my stream. Okay. It's small. Your latest public subscriber. Yes. This up at the top here lets me know that this person just subbed through Stream Elements. So this is another addition that I put onto my broadcasting platform that I use, which is OBS, which is free. And then you link Stream Elements to your broadcasting. But I'm going to be changing to EVMux because I want what Ed has. I want what Gary has. I want what Jerry has. I want I want what Daryl Dog has. They have. It's the Stream Elements bot, exactly. So it's just a bot that you add to your broadcasting system. OBS is free. It's free. And I can't say this enough. It's all about your system that you're using, your computer, everything. Like, I got a gaming computer. It was customized so that it could handle all of this. Now, today I have a lag because they're, of all days, they're changing the internet in my building. And so they were here in my apartment right before. I'm like, you guys got to get out of here. And they started changing the internet. So I have serious lag tonight, which pissed me off. But it is, there's nothing I could do about it. But confused, but okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's up there. And it just clicked. Like I heard the bell. So and your name is right there, and that tells me the latest, like who is. There was someone else there before you, so I saw it change. But yeah, it's all about. So I did get a gaming computer to handle all the graphics, and I could literally create a game on this. It's a laptop, and I didn't want a desktop. I wanted a laptop. I can't make a good video of my life dependent on it. I just do whatever I can. See, I like creating. I like that. I like doing investigational stuff like AI I'm intrigued by. So I like to just do a lot of research on AI and what it's going to do and how it's going to do. And I don't use AI because I know the only thing I use AI for, and I've said this earlier, is when I code. Like, I code during the day, and sometimes my code, doesn't come out the way I wanted. So we have a special AI because my company uses something different, and we have And I go to it and I say, hey, this code is not working. You tell me what to do. And so I'll use AI for that. And then like Poetic Tears and what's his name? Local reviewers, they all use AI like in their video creation. And that I think is good. But I don't think it's good to go to AI for information. I don't think AI is a good place to get information from. That's why I was confused. Tim, the stream elements is spotty. That is why we want to replace OBS. Exactly. Right. Yeah, I'm getting rid of OBS. I want EVMux. I'm going to pay for it. It's a lot. I mean, it's not a lot. It's like I think it's $230 a year or $25 a month. And you get the full, like Red's Room, you have that horn. You have a couple of things that I want that I don't have with this. Like you have some things that I want on your, when you're going live. I don't have any of those on this. I don't have any of that stuff. I run stream elements on our channels. Oh, okay. It's understandable, Tim. Never sweat the small stuff. You being on screen is a good thing. That's right. Yeah, stream elements is very spotty. That's actually where I got, let's see if I have it here. So that's where I got this from. I made this whole thing. This banner is all coded. And that's just through Notepad, but this is all stream elements. This whole entire, that's my Saturday show that I have with my Frenchies. But that's all we, purchased an overlay and a scrolling bar. And then we coded this. See, there it is. There's somebody right there. There you go. Butler family. See, there you go. I just did it. So I hear that, and there you go. There's Butler family. So this is what I do on Saturdays. I have my live show on Saturdays. It's just OBS is super easy to use. EVMux. Now, when I watched the video that Tech Talk put out, I think it's Web's Web that does the Tech Talk. I watched that EVMux video, and it was really good. It was a good intuitive video on how to use. And then I dived into it. I actually have it, and I've used the free version, but it gives you nothing. The free version does nothing for you. So, hey, if anybody wants to help me make an intro and an outro for my channel, that would be freaking awesome. I would love to do. Poetic Tears is one of the best, but I would love to do that. Love the dogs. Oh, yeah. So I do a show on Saturdays, and it's called Silly Frenchies Doing Silly Things. And then this is a picture of my two babies. This is Miss Bluesy, and this is Mr. Hodor. And Miss Bluesy just got bit by the rattlesnake. I talked about it on Sundays, on my Sunday lives. That's the one I almost lost, and they love each other. They're the best. But this show that I do on Saturdays is a fun show. It's all about animals and funny videos that I find. And, it's kind of a fun show. It's one of the ones I like to do, my lives that I like to do. Cause it's fun to me, cause I love them so much and I love animals. And so I have a good time when I'm doing it. But that, Nina, could you post to your community about the EV things? Yes. Yes, I will. Yes, I can. So it's EVMux, and the channel is Web's Web, at Web's Web. Let me see. I'll type it in. I think that's the name of his channel right there. He does, and I think if Devil Dog is still on it, you might even know. There you go. I was subbed, then I unsubbed. They're subbed. That's where the EVMux, they do a great video on EVMux and how it works, and it's a great broadcasting platform to use at Web's Web. There you go. Yeah, they do this tech talk show, and I found out tonight that they do it once a month. And I was on a live with all these guys, Devil Dog, about Lube 29, a bunch of these guys do a show on Saturdays, and I was in the live, and they were nice enough after the live to kind of give me some coaching and some tips and some things, and they told me about, Devil Dog actually went into specifics about EV Mux with me, showed me a bunch of different things. So I came right back. I went into it. I created my account and I did, everything with the free version, but it did nothing that these guys have. Like, I want what these guys have. It's this overlay. I mean, you can do your own overlays. It just has everything. You don't have to go out and buy anything else. It's all there. Now, OBS they do have plugins. They always come out with plugins, but they're spotty too. Like, some of them, they're just, you'll plug them in. Like, I have some, I plugged in where I can draw on the screen if I want, and sometimes it doesn't work. So the plugins are spotty. It's just, do Devil Dog have you confused about EV? No, because I actually went to EV and I created an account, and I tried the trial. I'm on the free trial, but it doesn't give you what Devil Dog, and I don't have any of those features, and I want some of those features. So is it visible on the computer? Oh, strange. Are you on your phone? Yes, Gary, I'm always on my phone unless CV is live. Yeah, so anyway, I'm going to be switching the platform and, going to what those guys have. I have subbed and have the bell rung. Yeah, see, it's spotty. It's spotty. That's why I don't, it comes up. This is the tipping bot, like, in the chat, and it's just spotty. The thing is just spotty. It's set. I hate that too. Like, it's just constantly coming up. I got to change that because it's just, I don't like it coming up every 2 seconds. So there's settings I need to mess around with on Stream Elements. I'm not going to bother because I'm not going to keep it. But I'm learning, guys. I'm learning a lot. I'm curious about this whole YouTube thing. I'm like so invested. And I have a bunch of people who are also, like-minded like me. There's a lot of little channels out there that are trying to grow, and that's what this is all about. It's just trying to share and just stay connected, and it's really all about that. So, cooking with the Munchie Mafia, is that CV? Who is CV? Could be CV. Could be a great experiment. And those Eddie's meds affect CV's memory. Oh my god. Oh, you guys. Anyway, that's what tonight's show is about. I do these lives on Thursdays. And usually it's just a whatever chat. CV is cooking with the Munchie. Okay. Thank you. I'm learning all these people. Hi, CV. Thank you. I think it's scary confusing you. There's just so many of you guys, and I'm trying to, there's Jerry, there's Gary, there's Ed, there's a lot of you guys, and I'm trying to stay connected with all you guys. So I am going to actually become a member of the Butler family, because that's the one that I missed, and I really like you guys, and you've been really good to me, and I do tend to confuse things. I don't always speak in complete sentences. that's, just what we came up with. And I think she is so confused. No, I think I got it now. I think I know who's who. Everyone. No, that's not true. But yeah, so Thursdays, we just get on here. I usually just chat on Thursdays, but we ended up doing this experiment, and a lot of people kind of wanted to see where it went, and so that's why I kind of had a little topic to discuss tonight. But usually this is just, hey, what's up? What's going on? But we ended up finding out a lot of different things, and like I said, it's still ongoing. So updates will be coming, to see what we find, and maybe you guys find out something that I don't know, and I'm sure you guys know a lot. And tell Jerry not to be mad at me. I'm gonna text him actually after, because it's not. I didn't mean to come off like he thinks I'm giving bad information, and yeah. Are you tired yet? Yes, I am. So I am going to actually say goodnight to everyone, and I thank you everyone for joining, and thank you for participating, and I really appreciate all the help and all the support that everyone has given the channel, and I, really appreciate everything, and I hope you guys all have a great night. And it's Thursday. I'm happy that the week is almost over, and I'll be driving to the desert tomorrow, and I can't wait to get there and see my family and be with my babies. And thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. You guys made it even better. So I appreciate it. And I'm going to say goodbye. So good night, everyone. Have a good night. Desert gets ready for work at 3 a.m. So she's doing. Yeah, it's past my bedtime actually, but I really enjoyed this. Thank you so much, everyone.